Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class. Today we are going to be playing with pansies. It's Pansy Week at Stamp with Tami. Hopefully you caught our Stamp and Scoop show on Tuesday and the tutorials that I've had on my blog featuring this pansy suite. And I've also just released a new kit this morning, a special offer for a limited time on this pansy suite. So if you don't have it yet, now is a great time to get it at stampwithtami.com. And I'll show it to you in just a minute. So here's the card that we're going to be making today. And it is, I think, just stunning. I'm going to be making slimline cards today. In fact, my pansy kit is also slimline cards. And this is almost like a bonus card to that kit. It's very similar to the cards that are in it. They're made differently. I have a few techniques in there as well, but I'm going to show you how to make this one. This one was inspired by a thank you card that I received from somebody I ordered something from. They sent this pretty card, and the colors in their card, I was like, oh, very inspired by it. So I picked similar colors here with Blackberry Bliss, Rich Razzleberry, and Fresh Freesia Purples. And the gold and the black is just stunning. So we'll be playing with the Pansy Petals suite, and that is also, you can see the full suite on the Stamp and Scoop show. That's what we used on the Stamp and Scoop show on Tuesday. I shared a ton, and Linda shared a ton of ideas with it. We did some stamping. We shared how to use the dies in different ways. I'm going to share some of that today, but there's obviously more, and I'll be sharing some in my Slimline card kit class as well, if you purchase that. So these are the products that come in the suite, and I do showcase that all that paper on the Stamp and Scoop show. So if you missed the Stamp and Scoop show episode, all you need to do is pop on over to the resource page of this video by clicking on the link in the video's description, or go to stampwithtami.com. And I have a quick link there on the resource page, or you'll find it right on the blog. And I also have a free PDF for you there. And the PDF has all of the supplies that I'll be using today. All of these supplies are available in my online store, and the pansy pieces are also available individually as well as in full, and you can purchase them in my special offer kit, or you can purchase them in my online store at the regular price. And I do have I have links right to the store with the supplies there as well. So let's get started with the stamping, because I'm excited about this card. I absolutely love it. I'm thanking the person who sent me the thank you card. It was so pretty. So here's what we're going to be playing with from the suite. I'm going to be playing with the Pansy Patch stamp set, the Pansy Builder dies, and also the bees. These fun little bees, embellishments, trinkets are part of that. So we'll put those on at the end. So all of these pieces are the die pieces that build together to create pansies. You can use the dies, you can use the designer paper, or you can use the stamps, or you can use them all together, as we shared all of those different examples in the Stamp and Scoop show. So I am going to stamp today, and then I'm going to use the dies to cut out the stamps. So we'll start with our stamping. I'm going to bring in actually the base to my Stamparatus, and the Stamparatus is the stamp positioning tool, which would be a really, the stamp positioning tool will be very useful if you are stamping a bunch of these. You know, it has, I took the plates off, but it has the plates on it. I'm not using it actually to do these because I'm going to be stamping 6 of these flowers, and I'm just going to go boom, 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 kind of assembly line style. So the colors that I'm using are, for the stamps, the stamping portion is Fresh Freesia, Rich Razzleberry, and Mango Melody, or you can use the Pale Papaya. The new Pale Papaya also looks really nice too. And I am going to go ahead and stamp one flower, and then we can do the rest all at once. The reason why I use this platform, the reason why I brought this Stamparatus platform out, is because I wanted to stamp on this foam mat. So if you ever have an issue with, and I'll actually show you this, the photopolymer stamps, which are, I think, just the easiest thing to stamp with because you can see right through them, you can line them up easy, but sometimes you have a larger solid stamp, and when you go to stamp it, Actually, that did really nice, but sometimes it misses a piece, right? It misses a piece in the middle. Let's see if I can get it to do it. Figures now it's not performing. But sometimes you'll have a gap there. If this happens to you and you're having a hard time with a specific stamp, and it's usually the solid, larger solid stamps that do it, this is how you can eliminate that. And that's just using the mat on the Stamparatus. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp that large base of the flower in Fresh Freesia. And you know what? I'm going to bring the Pansy Patch stamp set out so I can show you which pieces I'm using as I'm using them. So right now I'm using this one. And I did that in Fresh Freesia. And then I'm going to take this one, stamp it in the Rich Razzleberry. My bar almost looked like Blackberry Bliss, which also would be nice. It would be fine because it's dark like Blackberry Bliss too. But it is Rich Razzleberry. So I stamped that off on scrap paper twice. So it's going to give us 2 shades lighter. And the reason why I did that is because I'm going to continue on stamping in the Rich Razzleberry, but I want to layer it on top of each other. So now I'm taking this piece. I'm going to stamp that off once. And now here's the beautiful thing. I know you're thinking Stamparatus will be really nice for lighting this up, and it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Like I said, if I wasn't going to do 6 in a row, I would probably do the Stamparatus. But I will tell you, the stamp set is very forgiving. So if even like this one is not lined up perfectly, if they're not lined up perfectly in the end, you will never even notice it. After you cut it out, you can't even tell. So now I'm moving into this piece, and I'm taking my Mango Melody, or Pale Papaya if you'd rather use that one. I did not stamp that one off at all. So now I'm down to, and it's this piece and this piece. So I'm going to start with the larger one in the Rich Razzleberry. I'm going to stamp that off once. And then I'm going to take the smaller one, not stamp it off at all, and line that up. And that is going to give us our flower. And I'm also going to share a little bit more inspiration that I had for the color in addition to that card. I know I shared these on the Stampin' Scoop show, and that is my my pansies. I am a pansy. I love pansies. I have 5 of these window boxes in different colors, and this particular color was also an inspiration because I love looking at them. Their little faces just make me happy. They're just such pretty, and the purples are just so pretty on it. So pansies are pretty flowers. So that was another inspiration for this particular color scheme. So now I am going to stamp 6 more of those. Just use your imagination. Pretend there's 6 there. I'm going to take the die, the outline die that matches that stamp. It also matches some of the designer paper. And I'm going to cut that out, cut all 6 of those out using the die cut machine. And through the magic of live video. Oh, you guys are pansy fancies too. I love it. So I have these pre-cut. So anyways, 7 of them. 7 if you want one on the inside, 6 if you don't. So I'm going to show you a little trick I did here. Once I cut this out, it's got a white little edge on it. Now, if you had any imperfections on your stamping, they might show in that white edge. Not a big deal. Nobody really cares, honestly. Nobody's going to see that but you. But if to hide it, take either a sponge dauber or a Stampin' sponge, and I just took the Rich Razzleberry and went around the edge. Boom, gone. Beautiful, right? So now I've gotten rid of the white edge and any imperfections that may have shown through, and our pansies are all cut and ready to go. And I have a cheat sheet. Yeah, I thought this would be very helpful, so I'm posting this on the resource page, and I'll put it on the free PDF for you as well, so that you can see which colors I used and how many times I stamped off, so you don't have to memorize it. You don't have to screenshot or write on your case, because I do love these colors together, and they're so pretty with the black and the gold. Okay, so while we have that imaginary Stampin' die cut machine out. Let's cut the rest of our pieces out through the magic. Okay, so here's what I've got. I have cut out magnets are. So I've cut out the same outline that I used on the stamped pansies here. 2 gold, 5 blackberry bliss, and the 1 rich raspberries for the inside. You could do them all the same if you wanted, and then I've got the stem and 2 different color leaves, 2 different sizes leaves, just the outlines. I'm going to show you a little trick. So this is going to be a layer on the card. So it's going to be the gold foil underneath the black panel. That gold, you're only going to see an 1/8 of an inch reveal around the edge of the card. So no point in wasting the inside of that gold foil, right? Go ahead and cut these pieces, these gold foil pieces, right out of the centerpiece. So you don't need any extra gold foil other than what you're using on the card. And I also did that with a rich raspberry because I'm using a rich raspberry layer for the inside of the card. So I cut that little pansy face right out of that as well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and assemble the pansy part together. So what I did with those is, and I'll just hold them up here. I kind of layered like a shadow, the blackberry bliss or the rich raspberry underneath them. But I kind of offset sometimes the shadow is on the left, sometimes it's on the right, just to do it. I'm short a shadow. That's okay. Actually, no, am I? Yeah, I am, but that's okay. It's all right. We'll use that one on the inside then. No big deal. Okay, so on several of them, I did, let's see, a gold panel on the opposite side. So like this. So we've got blackberry bliss and gold. And we'll do it on this one as well. Blackberry bliss and gold. And then the other ones will line up just like that. So let's go ahead and take some seal adhesive and we'll put all of that together. I am missing my silicone that I really would like. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put some seal adhesive on the back of the stamped flower, and then we'll just line that up over the 2. And actually, you know what? I'm not putting more adhesive on the back just yet. We'll wait till I actually attach it to the card. So I am on a different time and a different day than I normally am on for multiple reasons. One of them is that it is my son's graduation tomorrow. I'm very proud of him, very excited, and that is the reason why I'm not on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Hawaii right now. First trip I've ever missed in 18 years. I know it's sad, but at the same time, it's very exciting, and I have family coming in from out of town for a party for him. And also on Saturday, in the midst of it all, is our blog hop, and I have some fun things for that too. So I figured, well, rather than come on Friday, you know, with all that going on, I will come on Thursday night instead before everybody gets here and share this. But I'm still going to be on Saturday morning at 10 with my blog hop. It's Father's Day. I'm not going to want to miss it. So, got all those shadows on our pansies. So now, before I'm not going to take these off of my little, I just use that so it's easy to move them around. I'm just going to move these off to the side. So now we're going to do a little bit of embossing before we assemble the card. So this is going to be the front. And actually, I am going to use this as a little bit of a guide, right? Just as a guide to where I want the words. And it has occurred to me that I don't have the words. Or do I? Or do I? You know what? I have these words and... Nope, I got it. I got it. I got it covered. I just took them off them. I took them off the block. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess we'll just use one of the blocks I already have here. I'll take off our fresh freesia pansy. And I am going to be stamping this in Versamark ink. I'm using the old Embossing Buddy to keep the static down when I stamp this. If you don't have one of these, a Swiffer, dryer sheet, anything just to keep static down, because we're going to pour embossing powder, and on black, gold flakes really show up. So I'm stamping the words in Versamark. It's a watermarking ink pad, and it stays tacky longer so that you can pour embossing powder on it and it will stay. I'm doing these a little bit, they're not really in the center, so that a little bit to the left. I kind of eyeballed where the flower and the stem we're gonna land, and I'll put that right about there. And then I will take that scrap paper that I was just stamping on and use that to collect the excess embossed powder. So I've got gold embossing powder here. This is now in the metallics collection in the new catalog. You'll find gold and copper. And flick off any excess. And then I'll just pour these little jars go on forever. Pour the excess right in there. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy heat tool and we're going to heat that up. There's just something wow about embossing. Just love it always. It's one of my, I think it will always be one of my favorite things to do. You melt that powder and it just is a wow. That itself is a wow. All right, and then we can go ahead and assemble our pansies. So for this little guy, may even want glue dots on him. I'm going to be lazy here because I have the seal adhesive out already. Another suggestion might be if you have adhesive sheets, to put some adhesive sheet on the back of the gold foil before you cut this. And that will also work nicely too. So I'm going to put that up there. I'm not pushing down too hard yet because I want to line up my flower and my leaf first. Okay, so actually that looks like it's pretty much where I want it. I'm going to have the stem go right off the edge. And then I'm going to attach, I'm going to take, let's see, it doesn't really matter which one I take, right? I can take either one of these. And I'm going to attach this with some Stampin' Dimensionals so it pops up. I'm actually thinking I wish I had my black dimensionals in front of me because they probably would blend better, but it's okay. These will work too. Nobody actually sees the dimensionals because they're hidden. So that's going to go right there. All right, so now I'm going to line up these pansies. And they're going to go, okay, so now I have one rich razzleberry, and I feel like that one needs to go on top. The rich razzleberry was originally going to go in on the inside. So I just do a little reworking here. Let's see. This one. Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't really matter which side that goes on, but I'm going to do it the opposite of this one just cause. Just cause. You guys loving these pansies? I can't get enough of them. As you can probably tell, if you've been on my blog or my YouTube channel this week, I've got pansies everywhere because I love them. And my garden. If you're in my house, I have pansies everywhere there too. But at launch just this morning, this is the my Slimline Pansy Petal card kit. And it includes the Pansy suite, the Pansy Petal suite from Stampin' Up. So if you have not purchased the suite yet, this is a special offer, a great deal. I'm going to share how to make these cards and using the pansies in different ways and a few new techniques on it. And if you do have the Pansy suite already, you can swap out the stamp set and bundle there with another one that you don't have yet, because I realize that's been out and I realize it's pretty awesome, right? And I realized probably it was the first thing on a lot of your lists. So if you already got that one, you can swap it out. Okay, so I'm just laying these down. And I'm going to take my seal adhesive on the back of all of them at once. Oh, I'm at the end of my seal. It always happens. Always, always, always when I go live. I don't know, I should probably check them, but I never really want to replace a refill until it's actually empty, right? But it never does it when I'm stamping by myself, right? It never does it when you're live. It always waits until I'm live. So if you don't know how to change a refill and a Stampin' Seal, this is how it works. You take the old cartridge out. You pop the new cartridge in, it just lines right up with these. There's already a little doodads in there. And then you just pop the cover back on. Super easy peasy. And then just rolls right out, nice and smooth. Okay, so those I'm going to line up there. These guys will line up below. And this one I'm going to place on top with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then we'll piece in the leaves. That one's really going to stand out too because it's got the rich razzleberry. All right, so I've got 3 leaves left. And one's going to go on the inside. So I did 2 different sizes, and that's totally up to you. You could do them all the same size if you wanted to. Let's take a larger one and stick it right under there, and a smaller one up in the top. About there. And then we will go ahead and finish the assembly on the rest of the card. Well, thank you all for joining me today for this class. I hope that you are loving this idea and these colors as I do. And if you jumped in late, you can always go back and rewind to check out the beginning. And as always, when I have a live video class, I have a giveaway. So I thought I'd take a second and tell you what you can win. So I'm giving away a fresh freesia. This is a brand new color and a brand new product, open weave ribbon. And I'm giving away a full roll of that free, and all you need to do is leave a comment here in this video. If you're watching the live stream on YouTube or Facebook, I will combine and I'll announce the winner on June 4th. And if you share this video onto a social media platform and type the word shared into the broadcast, I will enter you a second time into that drawing. Just my little way of saying thank you for your support. Be sure to hit that subscribe button here on this channel and support the channel, and that way you won't miss any of my upcoming videos and classes. And I do two a week, although this week we've got bonus. We've got the scoop and 2 classes, so bonus week. Okay, so for the card base. So it's a slimline card base. I have the dimensions on that free PDF that are on my, that's on the resource page. So you can click on the link in this video's description. And here it's 9 by 7.5, and then it's scored at 3 3/4. So I could just, oops, put you back down here. I could just fold it, but I'm going to go ahead and use my scorer on the paper trimmer to score. So the paper trimmer has 2 blades here, a dark and a light, dark cuts, light scores. So go ahead and score that in half. And that's going to give us our slimline card base. See how you're not even going to see where we cut out all of those pieces? Genius, right? Go ahead and layer that on the front of the card. Oh, I just love it. I love it. And then I've got the rich raspberry and the white for the inside. This also makes great, the slimline cards have a little bit more writing space on them. At least I think they do. So, you know, you're doing a group card for somebody, it's a lot of room in there for you to sign a lot of names. And then I'll take my remaining flower. This one didn't have a, I miscounted, so this one didn't have a shadow, but that is okay. It does have a leaf. Stick that right in there. And we are almost done. 2 more pieces to this because I cannot end without some bling. So the first part is the gilded gems that I'm going to put on the inside of a couple of the flowers on the front that show. So I'll go ahead and just put them right in the center. So pretty. And my card kit actually comes with some gilded gems. There we go. So we've got a little bit of gilded gems, and the last piece of bling bling that we need is the bees, the bumblebees. So we need one little bee making its rounds. So I'm going to stick that to a mini glue dot, and then we'll just have, whoops, he needs to take the glue dot with him or he's not going to stick. All right, so then we'll just put him right there. And our card is complete. I hope you have enjoyed this Slimline Pansy card. I love the colors. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, if you don't have this kit yet, or even if you do, you can swap the Pansy bundle out if you already got it. You can get a great deal on it right now for a limited time. This offer ends on May 31st. I am offering a free class, a free Slimline card class. And I'm going to show you some cool techniques as well as some other ways to use this Pansy Petals suite. So lots of ideas, and lots of bonuses come with this class as well, bonus ideas and inspiration. You can get that at stampwithtami.com or just click on the link in this video's description, and it is also on the resource page. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this. I will be back Saturday morning for our blog hop, which is Father's Day, and it's a really fun one. I will see you then, and don't forget to check out the rest of the pansies on my blog this week. I've got tutorials and lots of cool stuff for you there. Thanks for joining me today.